Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. Alright? We're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. Alright, now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, we got a very interesting video, man, in which it seems like a lot of things are starting to be revealed to the masses, and people are actually starting to pay attention to what's going on. You can't just tell people anything anymore because people are asking questions. People are curious. People are wondering why things aren't making sense, and they're no longer going for the little BS excuses that's been given to them anymore. And with that being said, rumors surrounding King Von's death and what actually happened the night he was fatally shot and killed have started to surface again after a song was put out on his recently dropped album, Grandson. Now, it was already rumors of King Von being set up by the people around him, and if y'all want to see any of those videos, y'all can find them on our channel. I'll even make a playlist. But now fans are curious after a song called When I Die will be on the album, and the lyrics are pretty interesting, hearing how King Von is speaking amongst his own friends. Now, before we get into everything, let's start off with the lyrics and then get into a few things that we noticed in regards to the album. Now, the lyrics goes as quote, "Don't let them goofies touch my casket when I die, and when you leave my funeral, you better slide. But if they kill King Von, then something is not right. The ops don't play with him. That happened from inside. See, I'm just saying, Von don't be playing, and if they killed him, that ish was planned. See, I'm just saying, Von don't be playing, and if they killed him, that ish was planned." Alright, now, I know how in denial y'all like to be, but I don't think it's going to get any clearer than this, right? I've told y'all King Von didn't have this good relationship with certain people you think he did before passing. Y'all said I was crazy. Oblock J Hood came and told y'all the same thing. Y'all said he was crazy. Now King Von himself on this track, When I Die, is telling you, don't let them goofies touch my casket when I die. Alright, it don't get no clearer than that. And y'all gotta remember that presumably most of the records we're hearing now are records that were, done right before Von died. This is exactly how he felt prior to him losing his life. This is what he's referring to. Y'all know Von never bit his tongue, and when it came to his music, he put everything in his music. So when you hear, "Don't let them goofies touch my casket," who is he referring to? Right? Why is he saying all that? Right? So let's analyze and start putting two and two together. Now, despite y'all not believing when we told y'all King Von wasn't as cool with some of the guys as y'all thought, Dirk in particular, when you take into account a few things such as when Boss Top tried to put the camera on Von when him and Dirk was on FaceTime and he knocked the camera out the way, right? Then the song, I Don't Know Why He Told, when everyone swears he was talking about Big A, right? When in the video you see the person he was referring to with an OTF chain on. Then from J Hood telling us that Dirk and King Von wasn't really cool like that. Then Dirk beating the case, they all caught together. But then the DA saying if King Von was alive, he would have been arrested for it, despite the visual evidence that they actually had against Dirk. Then this song right here that King Von put out, clearly telling you if he was killed, then it was an inside job. That's him saying that out his own mouth. So you see how things are starting to come together. And hearing this song makes me wonder what other songs King Von had before he was killed that was just like this one, or probably worse. Y'all remember when we heard that a certain person sent another certain person to Von's house as soon as he passed away to collect his hard drives, right? Y'all remember that? So the next question is, was the hard drives taken so they could see what Von was putting in his music in fear that he would expose something they didn't want put out? Right? It makes you wonder. But at this point, it's all starting to make sense. Now, when we talk about edits, right, and the edits that was done to a lot of these records, we heard that DQ and Youngin from the Jets, he was actually taking off the newest song that Von put out, which is kind of strange to me, because at the end of the day, if Vaughn put these two guys on the track with him when he was alive, 9 times out of 10, that means that he wanted them guys on that track. So why take them off? Why go against his wishes? Then you have Buka 600. He came out with a very interesting post on his Instagram story where he said, quote, "By the way, at DQ and at Younger from the Jets smoked they verses, fire emojis. I wonder what they did with them." All right. So that tells us that they didn't even know that they was taking off that song. Nobody gave them a warning. Nobody told them why. Nobody even told them what they did with the verses. They just took them off them verses and left King Von, and that's it. You know? So when we talk about edits, as far as the album goes, another strange thing happened. We know that although Vaughn had respect for Dirk, or had, or whatever, Vaughn didn't like Lil Mister, who was actually Dirk's real cousin. In a song he has with Polo G, Let It Bust, he says, quote, "Even though that's folks' cousin, man, F Lil Mister." And for y'all that think that Dirk didn't care about it, guess what? For some strange reason, after Vaughn died, somehow the F Lil Mister part was edited out. You know, keep in mind, the song on the new album is switched to Phil Jackson. It's the same song as Let It Bust, they just changed the title. And even if you go back on YouTube and listen to the old song when it was put out, I guess under a different title about a year ago, it's still edited out. Something ain't right. The line definitely touched someone to the point to where they had it removed. And if you want to get deeper into the quote unquote conspiracies, as y'all like to call it, Vaughn was on live when he previewed that song just a month before he passed away. Coincidentally, on the song Back in Blood featuring Pooh Shiesty, Lil Durk says, quote, "He was dissing on my cousin, now his ass stuffed in that wood, huh?" Now, of course, some of y'all swore he was just talking about random ops, but if you know, then you know. Some of this stuff be clear as day, man, but I think just because it goes against what y'all call normal, y'all turn a blind eye to it all the time. But it's literally right in our face, but it don't get no clearer than this. And I don't want to get too spiritual, but King Von was a Leo, right? For y'all that's in tune and know about, you know, spirituality, astrology and all that, as Leos, some of us are borderline damn near psychic. All right, we're very intuitive. We can sense when something isn't right, or just sense things, period. And guess what? If Vaughn didn't feel this way, Vaughn wouldn't have said what he said, but he did, which is why he said it. Nobody just says things like that for no reason, man. So now the real question is, what happened with King Von, or what did King Von see that made him feel like if he died, it was a setup? Simple, right? For y'all that's been rocking with this channel for a minute, when we were originally covering this and peeped the BS story that, you know, they was telling us, you know off the back that nothing made sense from day one. To this day, I'm still trying to figure out why Vaughn was woken up by someone to go fight after his manager, 100K Track, clearly stated that Vaughn wasn't himself that night, right? That was the whole reason he was asleep and all that. So why wake him up and put his life in danger, and he's not even in his right state of mind? You know, but that's another story. Y'all know, like I told y'all before, you know, I kind of don't like to dwell on the King Von stories, only because nothing new has really came out. And I feel like people just drag, you know, the situations with King Von and keep mentioning his name because it's for views. However, this time it actually made a lot of sense because, you know, this is coming from the horse's mouth. It don't get no clearer than this. I know they're gonna probably spin the narrative. Oh no, Vaughn didn't mean this. No, it's coming from the horse's mouth. What more do y'all want? You know, before y'all stop calling it a conspiracy theory. But this is why I always say, y'all, if someone don't understand something at first, don't force them. Because if what you're saying is real, eventually people will catch on. Vaughn died in 2020. Here it is going on 4 years later, and now everyone's spinning the block telling us how right we was, telling us how it's crazy, X, Y, and Z. Literally the same people that said we were clout chasing, said we was doing anything for views, saying we was conspiracy theorists, now they're coming back and telling us we were right. Bloggers included. Right? But instead, the bloggers want to make it seem like they knew it all along, and they were saying the same thing when they were the ones calling us the conspiracy theorists. Now they running with videos and all that now. You know, but that's about it, man. Anyway, before I even get out of here, someone actually pointed out to us, right, that every time Vaughn got something coming out, a certain someone pulls a stunt. And at first I'm like, nah, maybe they just a little too woke. They just looking for something. But when you pay attention, they're actually right. The latest one was with the hospital situation, right? How ironic, Vaughn has an album dropping at midnight on Friday. Suddenly it comes out that a certain someone is in the hospital on Thursday. Then when you read the reports, it says that someone been in the hospital since Tuesday or all week allegedly. So how come he was in the hospital since Tuesday and we didn't hear a thing about him being in the hospital until Thursday, and it just so happens that Vaughn has an album coming out at midnight? And then that certain someone isn't promoting King Von's album neither. It is what it is. Like I said, y'all gonna believe what y'all want to believe at the end of the day, but it's clearly in y'all faces. Y'all take it how y'all want. Y'all just let me know how y'all feel in the comments about this, man. How y'all feel about the song? How y'all feel about the editing that's going on with these songs? The people being left off the songs. How y'all feel about it, man? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.